8 asaltos en la división de peso semi-completo. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Roberto Rodríguez, Juan Carlos Pulido y Diego Alejo. And your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, Rodrigo Flores. Y es presentado a ustedes por, being brought to you by Toscano Boxing Promotions, Boristeca Boxing Promotions in association with Global Sports Streaming, BIB, the best in boxing. Introducing to you first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black trunks with yellow trim. He officially weighs in 182 pounds. No canto azul, vestindo su H amarelo e preto, con un peso oficial de 182 libras. He stands with a professional record of 2 professional bouts. 1 victory, 1 defeat, and 1 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. En 2 combates profesionais, una victoria, una derrota y una victoria por nocaute. Damas y caballeros, recibamos como se merece a la leyenda brasileña y mundial de las artes marciales mixtas. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Brazilian and worldwide legend of MMA. Senhoras e senhores, apresentando a lenda brasileira e mundial do MMA, do Curitiba, Paraná, Brasil, Anderson, the Spider Silva! And his opponent across the ring, standing at the red corner. He wears green camouflage. He officially weighs in 184 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo camuflaje verde, con un peso oficial de 184 libras. In 57 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 52 victories, 5 defeats, and 34 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 52 victorias, 5 derrotas y 34 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the former WBC middleweight champion of the world. Damas y caballeros, con ustedes, el ex campeón mundial peso medio del CMB. Puro Culiacán, Sinaloa, México. Julio César Chavez Jr.
You hear almost equal applause for both fighters.
And now
here.
giving out the final instructions.
Interesting.
Your referee in charge, Rodrigo Flores. 8 rounds. 8 Santos.
Chris, let's talk about the keys to victory. What do these guys need to do, speaking Chavez first, to win this fight?
All right, we only have 8 rounds. Chavez is used to fighting 10 or 12 round distances. He needs to start fast. He doesn't want Anderson Silva to get comfortable. 2, he has to be a bully. We get a small ring. He can be physical, fight on the inside, get to that body, which is number 3. Body, body, body. Hit that body every chance you get. Silva has a very long torso. For keys to victory for Anderson Silva, get your bearings. Know where you are. Get your feet underneath you. Get some respect early. You've got to sit down on those punches in boxing. He's got to be crafty. He's a very slick guy. He's got that great upper body head movement that he can fire right off of. And also, he's got to stay long. He's tall, he's long, he's got broad shoulders. He doesn't want to be in the inside with Chavez Jr.
Well, everyone's wondering what's going to happen in this fight here tonight. A lot of the boxing experts say that there's no way Anderson Silva can compete with someone on the caliber, the level of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Some people saying Chavez didn't take it as seriously as he might if he was facing a more formidable boxing opponent. But they both look like they're in shape and they're ready to go. And they both look intense here as they touch gloves and they get it underway as the lights come up in the ring for our co-main event, an 8-rounder between Julio Cesar Chavez in the camo shorts, Anderson the Spider Silva in the black and yellow, as he's known for. Silva dancing around the ring, circling. Silva southpaw, always can be tricky. It's all about that front foot when you're fighting a southpaw, right, Chris?
Yeah, you're going to see that battle of that front foot. You want to keep your lead foot on the outside, whether you're a southpaw or an orthodox fighter. Keep them within your striking position, which is between your legs.
You see the size difference. Silva is a big man, again, fought in the UFC often against full-size 205ers and was able to handle them and handle the power in 4-ounce gloves quite well. So we'll see if a natural 168er in Julio Cesar Chavez, even fighting down at 160, can hurt him with the bigger gloves. Nice 2-3, kind of feeling out with the punches. Big body shot, as you mentioned, needs to be done by Chavez.
Anderson's moving very well right now. I'm impressed with his ability to maintain a boxing stance, move laterally, and his hands are in great position.
I don't know if it's just because they're bigger guys, but man, do these gloves look small on these guys.
They really do.
Right?
The ring looks really small, too.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room to move here, which could be a disadvantage for Silva, who likes to use footwork and range here.
You can see that reach advantage from Silva. He's got 4-inch reach advantage over Junior. You can see he's got very long arms, wide shoulders.
Silva jumping in. A little uppercut action.
Chavez moving his head pretty well, not being a stationary target. Hands in good position.
Overhand left. Partially blocked there by Silva.
Now you see the body posture. You see Chavez. He wants it. Ooh, good left hook from Chavez.
Did land there. And
Chavez wants to be in close. He's coming forward, forward, forward. And Silva's moving laterally. Wants to stay outside, stay long.
Silva bouncing, dancing, moving, hands down. Now we know Silva, he's being measured right now, but as we've seen him in his UFC career, when you hit him, kind of lights a fire. He does have a chip on his shoulder. He is a true fighter. And when he does get hit, he wants to get it back. But he has to be careful against the experience, boxing skills of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Silva at his best is a phenomenal counterpuncher. Ability to pull the trigger and land hard, sharp punches. One of the best in UFC history.
Yeah, and he does like to lull his opponents in. Almost seems to be inactive at times, and the next thing you know, like you said, bang, that one big shot comes, hurts his opponent, and then he swarms.
Good opening round.
Yeah, I thought it was good to see both fighters that both look in shape, sharp.
Throw the jab, throw the jab. Then throw the right, follow it up with the right.
We got Silva's corner, imploring him. He seems so calm and collected in there, just receiving the message. No stress on his face. That's just the experience. That's just fight experience. He's not overtaken by the moment, Chris.
No, just like you said, Brandon, like he's one of those guys, he lulls you to sleep. He does it with his posture, with his body, with his mind, with his face. He's very relaxed in there.
Well, I think it's safe to say he already did better than Ben Askren a few weeks back.
Well,
yeah, Ben Askren is known as a grappler, never ever as a striker. In fact, some people say he had the worst striking ever in the UFC. And Anderson Silva had some of the best striking ever in the UFC. So much different MMA versus boxing match than we have here, guys.
Also, Anderson Silva does have he has boxed before professionally.
Yes.
He also is a kickboxer. So kickboxing is somewhat, I think, of an easier transition to boxing than going straight from MMA or having a wrestling background like Ben Askren.
You know what I've noticed, Chris, is Anderson in that first round, he took that hook very well, and that was a big question that I had coming into this fight is how he would take Chavez's punches.
Yeah, he got hit with that big left hook was lead. He did take it well. It didn't seem to rock him all that much.
Can we say a fighter is a fighter is a fighter no matter what discipline they're in? I
mean, yeah, a fighter is a fighter is a fighter, sure. But someone who's going to be effective is a whole other story.
Well, you were talking about the transition from one sport to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Anderson Silva, if you remember, had that horrific leg injury against Chris Weidman. He could only box for 2 years after that. He didn't really want to use that leg, so he got a lot of boxing experience in getting back to the UFC after that injury.
That's a phenomenal point, Brandon. Really, really is indicative of what we're seeing here. I mean, he looks good.
Look at that. He's dancing his way. He's a little awkward, though. His footwork is awkward.
Good
lands a big hook,
yes.
But, you know, fighting a southpaw is always a little bit more difficult. You don't see him as often. It always presents issues. And he moves a lot. He does not become a sitting target very often.
No, he always had great head movement, great upper body rhythm for an MMA guy, which generally you don't see at the high level in MMA.
Oh, big shots coming from
Lord.
Silva on Chavez in the corner, but Chavez looks unfazed, kind of like.
Nice uppercut.
Chavez showing pretty decent defense at this point.
Nice jab gets through.
I'm actually surprised because Junior is actually bringing action to Silva.
Yeah, he's pushing the pressure.
He said he needed to do that too. He said, you know, I need to bring the fight to him. I have to do that to earn respect of the crowd and to really prove that I'm the better boxer here. I can't sit back on him. I got to pressure him, and he's trying to. But man, Silva is a tough cookie to catch.
Yeah, Silva's in a rhythm right now. He was showing a few moments ago vintage Anderson Silva. He'd like to showboat a lot in his UFC fights.
I think that's him finding his flow, though. That's what he needs.
Very surprised at how good Silva looks this early in the match. Referee giving a little warning there. Break it up. Listen to my instructions. Silva blocks that big overhand, man. Silva looking pretty smooth so far, looking confident.
Big smile at the end of the round there from Silva.
Looking at the corner of Silva. Wide shot of the beautiful Jalisco Stadium here in Guadalajara. Let's go to Adriana in the dressing room here. Adriana, what do you got?
Hey guys, I am in the dressing room of Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. He is extremely concentrated right now. He doesn't want to take any interviews. He's just focusing on his son's fight. We saw the one previously. Junior's fighting right now. He has his up next. So he's just meditating, getting ready, and we just can't wait.
Yeah, that our main event of the evening, the final appearance of the legend, the great Mexican boxer, Julio Cesar Chavez. I mean, everybody here understands the magnitude of this event. As we go into the third round of a scheduled 8, this is a sanctioned boxing match. This is not an exhibition. This is a real live boxing match between Julio Cesar Chavez and the great UFC champion Anderson Silva.
Chavez seems to be having a little bit of trouble getting on the inside of those long arms of that plus 4-inch reach advantage for Anderson Silva.
Silva looking good for a man of mid-40s here.
Mm-hmm.
Moving great. Nice lateral movement, good head movement, upper body rhythm.
Okay, that's a completely new defense right there.
Now, he did that a lot in the MMA. He did this
yeah.
little, like, you know, I'd say he'd make a square with his hands in front of his face. And it's something he liked to do in MMA. I don't know if it's going to be a smart idea in boxing.
Oh, nice. Chavez really bringing the action, being aggressive, starting everything right now.
Yeah, Anderson just needs to be careful that he doesn't get too comfortable in that.
Yeah, he is kind of lunging forward.
He's not landing a whole lot. Chavez's defense has actually been pretty tight. I like Chavez. He's keeping that little bit of tick-tock, that left and right, up and down. Mm-hmm. He's keeping that head moving so he's not a stationary target.
And I'm going to revert to what Marco said. Junior has the tool.
Yeah, very talented. And that's why when you ask, like, you know, in the beginning of the fight, asking me about which Chavez is going to be, I'm like, I always think it's going to be that guy. You know, the one, because he does have talent. Ooh, little toe touch there from.
He's really showing out right now. You can't say he doesn't have style. Does
charisma?
Silva. Yeah. I mean, he's again.
He's a showman.
I mean, he's been under the bright lights many times.
Yes.
In the cage. So he's obviously not being overwhelmed or affected by the stage here. And he's having fun in there. And you got to love that. And that's what he said in the interviews. I said, why are you still fighting? Why do you still do this? And he said, you know, if you love your job, you don't work a day in your life. And I love doing this. I love fighting. So why would I stop doing something that I love? And I feel like I still can do.
And he still does.
Oh, good body shot from
Oh, look at Chavez, razor sharp. He's looking for that aggression and just going with those hooks.
Oh, big right hand there. Chavez got Silva. Oh, Silva says, come on. Let's go. What do you got? Hands down. Give it to me, Chavez. What do you got? Hands down.
Oh, good body shot.
But that's how he lulls guys into counter shots. That's how he lulls guys.
Yes.
That's how he did it in the UFC. That's how he's trying to do it right now in the boxing ring.
I love this, man. This
Silva.
is great stuff from Anderson Silva.
Back in the corner.
Oh, what a man!
Fires a hard jab.
We have ourselves a fight here, gentlemen.
Oh, gosh. He's having fun, and he's making sure we're having fun here, too. Ringside. All of you, I hope, are having fun watching on Fight TV or whatever cable.
Very well blocked, though. Look,
yeah,
that's
great.
in a row.
Tuning in on Wow.
Yes.
Wow, 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 wow. Boris Tecca, Toscano Boxing Promotions really put a card together tonight.
And Chris is silent.
Chris is silent, but let's go to Marcos to see what he has this fight scored at so far.
Man, that was an entertaining round 3, right, guys? That's vintage Anderson Silva putting on a show. But with that being said, he did eat a lot of body punches that he probably shouldn't have eaten, and he lost that round, in my opinion. 29-28, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I'll tell you what, though, hey, win or lose a round, he's sure making it fun and entertaining here. Let's go to Crystal up in the GSS studio. What are you guys thinking so far?
You guys, Goyito is just jumping out of his seat right now. He's got to get a word in right now. He's our MMA guy. Goyito, tell us what you're thinking.
I mean, round to round, Anderson Silva is getting more comfortable in the fight. He's getting his hands flow. He's getting his move. Julio Cesar Chavez needs to push the pace and throw more combination, but you see Anderson Silva is getting more comfortable and throw these punches, these combinations very well.
All right, back to the action.
And here we go, going into the 4th round of this scheduled 8-rounder.
This is really smart what Anderson Silva's doing. He's playing mind games. He's being a bully, a tough guy. You know, good uppercut.
Great uppercut, yes.
He's getting under the skin of Chavez.
What is up with that step?
That little foot lift.
Yes.
You know, who knows? Only he knows. We'll have to ask him after the fight. Maybe it's something that he just been playing with in the gym that he said he's feeling so loose and free. That's what it says to me.
Yes.
He's feeling completely comfortable in there, not intimidated at all. And then Chavez just almost can't believe what the heck is happening. He has a look in his face like, are you serious, man?
Speaking of comfort, Chavez Jr. does not look very comfortable in this round.
Yeah, it's herky-jerky timing from Anderson Silva. You know, Junior's trained a boxing rhythm his whole life, and you got an MMA guy in here that's throwing him a completely different rhythm.
What did he do?
I'm not sure what the problem is. Oh, a little forearm.
He got for the forearm? But
maybe for the elbow there. Yeah, no elbows allowed in this sport here.
maybe that extra step is him getting used to preparing that leg for a kick.
Yeah, maybe he wants to kick.
No. He's doing it's a showman move. He's touching his ankle before he punches you, almost like Roy Jones used to like. Actually, Roy Jones has done that in fights.
I think I have seen that. Actually, now that you say that,
it's Roy Jones.
He's pulling. He's maybe an homage to Roy Jones in there.
Maybe
Roy used to cock his arm before throwing the right hand, or the bolo from Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, if you think about it, he kind of has a Roy Jones style, kind of a push and pull.
Reactions. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I was just thinking that he's light on the front leg and just carrying the weight in the back leg.
No, I think it's much more of a showman type move.
Oh, nice inside shots here. These guys are toe to toe going in the ropes.
But look at the fight.
Nice jab from Anderson. Anderson starting to put some work together here. Silva right in front of us.
And going at it.
Starting to put it on Chavez here.
Nice. Silva not afraid to get hit either. He's taking the punches well.
Very well. Even that hook to the liver, no problem.
I mean, he is a bigger man, naturally than Chavez. And again, he's fought way bigger guys in the UFC with smaller gloves. Maybe he's not really concerned about the power. Nice jab by Silva.
I am so impressed with Anderson Silva right now.
That left hook to the liver is not even making Silva budge.
No, Silva has very long arms. He's got that long elbow to block that shot. He's doing it very well.
Oh, catching him with the left. Coming in big time in this round, guys. Wow, what a round for Silva.
Yes.
What a round for Silva. Let's go to Adriana in the back, who's talking with Hector Camacho Jr. in the locker room.
Guys, I want to know, what time is it?
Macho time.
Macho time. Hector, you are just moments away from taking on la gran leyenda, el gran campeón, to avenge your father's loss in 1992. What are the emotions going on right now?
A lot of things going on, but just staying poised, staying cool, keeping my exhibition. It's not really a fight, so just taking whatever energy Julio comes out with. That's how I go along with it.
If your father was here with you right now, what advice would he give you?
Papi will kick his ass.
You guys had it. You guys hear it. Let's go back to you guys.
Thank you, Adriana. Let's take a look at a couple replays from that last round where Anderson Silva really started to come on here.
Letting that lead hand go, throwing an uppercut right through the middle, splits the guard of Julio Chavez Jr. Beautiful shot, something that he was trying to land all the rounds, but finally was able to in the last round.
Going into the 5th round, we are past the halfway point of this fight. Silva really starting to feel himself in that last round.
Yes.
Continuing on with that pressure. Instead of Julio pressuring Silva, it's Silva pressuring Julio now, guys.
Yeah, has Chavez Jr. pressed against the ropes and letting his hands go is Anderson Silva at this point.
Frustration, almost question marks in the eyes
and,
of Chavez. Looking at the ref, complaining.
I was just going to tell you, and we saw the same exact attitude
from
in Omar.
Yep. Listen, when a fighter's looking at the ref, that means that something's wrong. Something's wrong inside them. You should be 100% focused on the man in front of you, the way Anderson Silva is looking at Chavez and the way that Ramon Alvarez was looking at Omar Chavez.
Exactly. You know, it's funny because when I was talking to Omar Chavez, all he made allusion to was the fact that this was Inocente's background. That's it. This is his backyard.
Maybe
not focused on his own stuff, focused on him.
Not at all.
Thinking about his opponent more than his own game can be detrimental,
and
it was for him in the fight.
Exactly. And he was more looking to opportunities that would come up with the ref favoring Inocente.
Yeah, you can't be thinking about outside influences on the fight. You know, that's not going to be a good thing. And it looks like Chavez Jr. is kind of doing that too as he looks to the ref. Twice he's looked to the ref.
Yes.
Oh, nice right hand lands, but Silva is one.
Silva took it well.
He won't even budge.
Strong-chinned boxer, as you see.
Great upper body rhythm and movement from Silva.
Nice jab again from Silva.
And I got to tell you, that waist movement, that bobbing and weaving, that just, that slight movement with his legs.
Another jab.
But he's great at firing off that movement. It's not wasted movement. He's moving, and he fires from that position. It's hard to see where his punches are coming from.
Silva is becoming a puzzle that it's JC Jr. is having trouble figuring out here.
Breaking it down, yeah. And see how he changes directions?
Mm-hmm. Very, very good footwork.
Man, Silva is just really doing what he wants in there right now.
Yes.
Chavez looks tired.
Talk about ring generalship. Chavez looks exhausted.
Yeah. Conditioning is going to play a big part. Complain. Yep.
Wow. I mean, what?
Listen, the thing about boxing is you're allowed to punch your opponent in the face. Why would you complain to the ref?
Guys, I'm getting weird vibes from Junior Sergio Martinez fight where he was a little slow, and then you might see him turn on the heat, in these last rounds.
I don't know. I mean, it's
Anderson Silva is not Sergio Martinez.
No, not at all, but he's doing a very great kind of
good
himself.
right hand from Junior.
Yeah, but that's one after every 100 that Silva throws.
Oh, Silva dips under that hook.
Silva doing a good job evading the big shots.
Definitely. Looks like he's feeling real comfortable. Let's go to the corner here of Chavez Jr.
He's winning the rounds. He's beating you in these rounds. Bring the Vaseline.
Here we see Silva pinning Chavez Jr. along the ropes, lands that nice right hand right through the middle of Chavez's guard. Then we see that straight right hand partially blocked by Anderson Silva. There again, splitting the guard of Junior and then sliding out. Silva using that upper body rhythm and movement to throw punches, making it very hard for Chavez Jr. to see where they're coming from. A lot of odd angles.
Here we go, guys. 6th round. Silva seeming like he's finding more and more comfort, more and more swagger as the fight continues.
I am so impressed with Anderson Silva right now.
100%.
I've been a big fan of him for so long. I thought his striking was otherworldly in the MMA cage, and now, I mean, he's bringing it to the boxing ring, and he's looking phenomenal.
Man, these guys
42.
At 42.
I can literally, it looks like Chavez's shorts are raining right now. That's how much effort and sweat is dripping from these men.
I mean, that jab is going in on cue. That straight is going in on cue.
Oh, another
That
straight.
defense does not exist in Chavez.
No, he's given up on that head movement. Who would have thought we'd see Chavez Jr. pinned on the ropes with Anderson Silva letting his hands go,
For the
switching
last 3
sides.
rounds.
Yeah,
For 3 rounds, last 3 rounds he's been there.
But he's smart. He's also using his size
yes, exactly.
and just weighing him down.
Good body work on the inside there from Chavez.
But look, Silva's staying there.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
infight.
He's
willing to
comfortable.
take it. Yes.
That's been the most surprising thing for me is the comfort level of Anderson Silva. The Spider is finding a home in the boxing ring.
No doubt.
And he's weaving a web here to catch Chavez in some tricky shots. And Chavez is looking like he is confused on how to approach it.
He's breathing very heavy, his junior.
But that has been his weakness throughout his career. If you have the tools and the talent, but you don't have the condition, it doesn't do me any good.
That's happening to Chavez Jr. right now, guys.
Exactly.
But that's nothing new. It's junior being junior.
Yes.
As we said earlier, yeah.
We saw the fight against Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Started well, and
then it just
let
died
it go.
out. Yes.
Let it go.
He faded.
With a much smaller man in front of him. Silva is not the smaller man today.
No.
Oop.
And I did ask earlier today, you know, when you have 2 good fighters, mathematically speaking, in my book, the bigger guys should have
Yeah,
the head start.
Right.
Just on sheer size.
Ooh, you see a ferocity in the eyes of Anderson Silva right now, hunting for big shots at the end of this 6th round.
Abrasion under the left eye of Chavez. Probably from those lead right uppercuts. Ooh, and a little nick over the right eye as well.
I'm just going to say this. I don't think Junior will let himself go down. He's going to take this all the way the distance.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, on sheer will.
Chavez has always had a very good chin.
Another good round for Silva. Let's take it to Crystal and the guys up in the GSS studio.
I think everyone really underestimated Silva, including Chavez Jr., because he is going the distance. What do you think, Goyito? Is he getting nasty enough for you?
I mean, Anderson Silva is doing an awesome job, taking his space, doing a dirty fight, like what they say. But, you know, Junior needs to throw more punches. He needs to do the combinations, throw his space in boxing, more combinations, make Silva going back. Right now, Silva is the guy who has the patience. He has the guy who has the fight. I mean, Silva is winning the fight.
Yeah, well, we're going to get back into the action. Claudia, back to you guys.
Thank you, Crystal. In reality, I think we're all highly impressed with what Silva is giving us tonight. I can imagine at 42 and this rhythm throughout, we're going into the 7th round. He looks complete. He looks clean.
Oh, no, he looks phenomenal. He looks like a boxer. He's doing a phenomenal job. I don't think you can, you cannot call him not a boxer tonight.
You know what, guys? I'm scared. I'm scared that there's a man out there in the world like this that could be such a badass in the cage and then come and be such a badass in the ring afterwards, guys.
But you know what? I said it, and you guys said no. A fighter is a fighter is a fighter, and when you're that level, you're going to bring that level of just wisdom, flying hours,
Can I
tenacity.
Can I edit that?
I never said no.
Champion is a champion is a champion.
Okay, yes.
We're looking at
I stand corrected.
a phenom, a legend.
I agree.
In one sport, coming and bringing his skill set into another avenue.
And
Very well said.
I never said no, but I never would say yes, that Spider would look this good in the ring against Chavez.
No. I think like I said, we're all very, very impressed.
His work ethic is absolutely
No, you can tell he took this seriously.
Yes, outstanding.
I mean, look, we're in the 7th of an 8th rounder, and he's still bouncing. He's
Yes.
still moving. He's not even breathing hard. And he's landing big shots.
And he's busting Chavez up.
And
busting him up.
And that footwork, I know I keep, stressing that fact, but it's in constant movement. And one thing is in your 20s, another thing is in your 40s.
You wouldn't know what 40s are like yet, being 35 yourself.
Of course,
someday
man.
you will know what that's like, Claudia.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
I was curious how Silva was going to be able to use his skill set from the cage to transition that into the boxing ring. That great footwork, that awkward head movement, that dynamic punching and mixing things up. And he's doing just that. It's very, very impressive.
Well, I tell you what, he was my idol when I, fought MMA. The Spider was the king at that time, and I used to watch, and he didn't throw a lot of kicks. He used more hands than anything else.
That's a good point.
So it's not like it's such a foreign world for him. He always loved boxing. He's a fan of the sport, and you can tell that he's watched and studied a lot of boxing in his days.
I want to bring attention to his body awareness. He closes the gap, he puts the shoulder in, and he uses that to leverage those uppercuts.
And that's why his defense has been so good and has been getting hit with those big shots. Even early on when Chavez was feeling good and throwing those big bombs, Silva was catching them with his gloves.
See that? Again, that uppercut, left uppercut, just coming out of the shoulder roll. It's beautiful.
Smacking Chavez with that hook on the inside.
Oh, no, he's playing with his food. I'm going to say it right now. He's playing with his food.
Good body shots from Chavez.
Big Chavez. But, I mean, it feels like even when Anderson is backed up into a bad spot, it's like that's where he wants to be, He chooses to be there.
Chris, I think the cut is getting worse.
Oh, yeah, no, he's been bleeding all around.
Oh, hands down. Gives him that look like, what you going to do about it?
Now, the Spider has been busting Chavez up.
The Spider's been busting Chavez up. I mean, couldn't be more impressed. Couldn't be having a better time watching this fight ringside, guys. We are so fortunate.
Yes!
Marcos, what about you? How do you see this fight so far?
This is crazy. Anderson Silva on my card is beating Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Handily.
68-65. There's a little mistake there on the scorecard. I've only given Junior 2 rounds. He's not throwing. He's not being Junior. He's not pressing. He's not throwing combinations. He's getting jabbed when he's coming in. He's losing all these rounds. So his corner really needs to light a fire in his ass, and he needs to come out in this round like a bat out of hell.
Marcos, this is the Junior I saw against Canelo. This is the Junior I saw for 11 rounds against Sergio Martinez. This is the Junior I saw against Daniel Jacobs.
That cut over the eye of Chavez is pretty ugly.
Yes. And they're asking him, do it, Chan, do it. That's what they're asking him to do, but what is he supposed to do?
He's got no answer. He's got no answer for the Spider thus far.
And look at the legs of Spider Silva. Still got the bounce in this 8th and final round. I mean, man, he looks like it's the second round. He's still moving so sharp.
He looks better than the second round.
So
he's
crisp.
found his groove. Yeah. He's flowing right now.
Absolutely, Chris.
Feeling comfortable, having fun, moving great, landing good punches.
You just can't get too cute in there and get caught with something that puts him down.
He's taking the shots really well too. I haven't really seen anything showing us that Chavez could do that much damage with a single shot.
Another quick complaint to the referee from Chavez there.
He's not in the fight. He's not in the fight. You and I, Chris, we talked about that time when you got hit so hard in your face, but there was no way you would get your focus away from the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not seeing that kind of focus, that kind of diligence.
Oh, nice uppercut there on the inside. What's impressive about the Spider is he doesn't mind fighting outside. He'll fight inside shoulder to shoulder. He'll fight with Chavez backed on the ropes. He'll fight with his backed on the ropes. He's been willing to fight every single position in the ring here today and fight effectively as that.
Yeah, his judge of range has been masterful.
Which is always one of his biggest
attributes.
skills.
Yeah, for sure. Not sure what that is.
What happened? They're looking at the cut.
I mean, it's not bleeding too bad. It's in a bad spot.
It is a bad spot, right? But it's not.
But it's not really
bad.
leaking. That was a quick stop.
I mean, the gash was really a lot worse on Omar.
Oh yeah.
By far.
But it was a little further outside the eye. This one's just above.
It's in that sweet spot.
That's a potentially dangerous
there you
spot,
go.
but it's not bleeding bad.
That's the Chavez Jr. we need to see. But it's a buck short and a day late.
Yep. He's got 1 minute left to go, and he is behind in this fight.
By far. Marcos has been a lot kinder than I am.
Yeah, I think I should agree with Marco. I think I have 2 rounds for Chavez, but probably this round as well.
I have the first and the third. Oh, okay. So we're not that off.
Yeah.
Nice left hand.
Silva definitely slowed a little bit in this round.
But still landing good jabs, landing good shots, not getting hit too much. He's playing range well.
See, I wish we could see this throughout the whole fight.
But if he's
very
not in
good
shape,
at spots.
can he do this for a whole fight? Maybe he doesn't feel confident to fight like this and make it because he doesn't feel like he's in good shape.
That's the thing. Chavez is brilliant in spots, but it's very few and far between.
And that is it, guys. We go to the scorecards for this 8-round matchup between UFC legend Anderson the Spider Silva and former world champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in this tribute to the Kings presented by Toscano and Boris Teka Boxing, Global Sports Streaming. What an interesting and surprising fight, Chris, out of Spider Silva.
I mean, not surprising in terms of, it's maybe Silva potentially winning the fight or being competitive, but like surprising in how good he looked doing it.
That's what I mean.
It's incredible.
I don't think any of us expected him to look that comfortable.
That much like a boxer, that comfortable.
That polished.
Polish is a great way to put it. And like I said, it took me years to figure out the footwork, and this guy's doing it in one fight. Absolutely tremendous performance and an amazing transition and transformation for Anderson Silva.
This was a dream for Anderson Silva to go ahead and do this again. His boxing career in Brazil didn't start the way he wanted to. He found his way through Muay Thai to the UFC, and now it's like he's coming full circle. On my card, 78-74, he just beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who was a former middleweight champion. This is nuts. It's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts. And we were here to call it. And I expect nothing less from a tremendous event such as this, the tribute to the Kings.
You won.
And
Silva, nothing but smiles. Very, very happy with himself, as he should be. Someone recently asked me about
let's
Silva.
check in
Why
with
is he
the
doing
GSS desk, Crystal, Courtney, and Goyito. Guys, what a fight.
What an incredible fight to get to witness, right, Goyito? How you feeling? You're very excited, I know. You're proud. You feel proud.
I mean, I just not feel no boxer, like professional boxer, came to my game and beat me. I just not see that. And Anderson Silva today, he make history. He came to boxing and beat Junior. Like, it's a big team for the MMA community. And I just feel like the boxer needs to come on to MMA and try to fight.
So you're impressed. We can say that this is very impressive to you.
I'm very impressed. Like right now, like what I say, Anderson Silva just make another history.
Courtney, what are they saying on the streets of Twitter?
I'm not sure. We have a lot of tweets that we have right now, but there's been a lot going on to hashtag tribute to the Kings, of course, TTTK, and Gracias Campeón. A lot of messages of thanks for El Gran Champion. Do we have one lined up, guys, in the back? I know the producers have been working really hard at pulling them, but I know that, Goyito, you said that you wanted a boxer to come on over, and so maybe who are you going to call out? You gonna call out anybody here right now?
Already say to Christian Mijares.
Well, start tweeting. Tweet it out. But right now, we're going to get back to the ringside.
That's right. It looks like they are gathering the two boxers to the center of the ring, and they are two boxers in there today in Anderson Silva. Let's toss it to our ring announcer for our decision.
And ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 10 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. El juez, Judge Roberto Rodríguez, he scores it 77-75, 77-75, en favor of Chavez. Juan Carlos Pulido scores it 77-75, 77-75, en favor de Silva. And juez, Judge Diego Alejo, he scores it 77-75 for your winner by the way of split decision. Su ganador por la vía de la decisión dividida. Senhoras e senhores, a lenda do Brasil e Mundial.
Almost saw another controversial decision there. You should have seen the way we looked at each other. What a celebration from the crew of Anderson Silva, including Antonio Minotauro Nogueira, the other Hall of Fame legendary UFC fighter there, former world champion himself, as they carry him around the ring. Your thoughts on this fight, Chris?
I mean, I'm happy the right guy won. He looked phenomenal out there. He controlled the pace of the fight. He landed the better shots. Chavez fought well. I mean, I gave him a few rounds. But, I mean, Silva earned it. He fought beautifully. He boxed beautifully. He didn't fight beautifully. He boxed beautifully. He used every aspect of the boxing ring. Super impressed. Absolutely amazing performance.
Canelo
cool
looks
is
impressed.
this right here?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Canelo seems impressed as well as he's paying respects to Silva. What a moment here to see the best. Oh man, what a wonderful moment we're having with the best boxer, pound for pound, in Mexico.
And one of the pound for pound best UFC fighters ever lived.
You can see the respect, the admiration that Anderson has. Guys,
let's go ahead and talk to Claudia as she is interviewing Chavez Jr.
Thank you, Brandon. That was a split decision. Not the best day at the office. What do you think? How do you think you fell short? No fue tu mejor día en la oficina. Una decisión dividida.